Right. You're live.
All right. Good evening, everybody. It is Sean and Michelle on the One Person Big Difference team here on Monday evening, and we are so excited to see you all and be joined here together on the 26th of June. I said to Sean last night, oh my gosh, it's going to be the 4th of July any day now. And that made my heart skip a couple beats, believing that that is happening. So we are beyond excited for what's going to be happening tonight. So Sean's going to do some introductions, but I want to remind you, or just make sure that you know, you do not want to get off early tonight. There's going to be an ending here to this that is so special and really will help you think relationally, how to be thinking of yourself and others and whatnot. And Sean, you are right. Canada Day is first. So I'm going to pass it over to you. So let's be all in, get in the chat, and be wowed tonight by these two.
Awesome. Well, I am super thankful to also be at home for this week's because I don't have to worry about technology on the road. So that is exciting. Last week, if you were on, we had a few glitches, but we made it through. And we are just super excited about tonight's call. One of the things that I think Michelle and I did really well early on was as markets started to populate and come into our organization, we headed out on the road a lot, and we spent a lot of times in different markets, helping them get new people brought in, leadership and leadership development. So when we see it happening, we love to have people come on board and just kind of let us know what they're doing, why they're so excited, and all of the thoughts that go into the extensive work that it takes to launch a market. So today we have Sonya and we have Laura. I'll introduce Laura first. Laura, we've gotten to know her over the past several months. Super busy mom of two, and I would say a entrepreneur extraordinaire. She owns her own businesses and just thrives, I think, in that environment of doing what she does best. And she also has a very successful network marketing past. So we've learned a lot from her since she came in on the red carpet program early in the year, and just really knows what's going on. So Laura, I will turn it over to you and your partner in crime.
Can you guys hear me?
We can, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much for having myself and Sonya on tonight. I'm happy to be a part of LifeVantage. Like Sean said, I definitely am a busy mom and I wear a lot of hats. Having two teenage daughters is a full-time job in itself, but I own a med spa. I have owned a med spa for 20 years in Central Missouri. I have been in other endeavors in network marketing and, have always been a leader. The very first company I was in, I really kind of walked off stage feeling like I had a bigger purpose in my life than I had ever had before, because I could literally not only, like in my practice, in my clinic, I beautify people's skin and, make them feel better, make them look better. But, when they would talk to me about, things that they talk to me about in their chair, I feel like a counselor sometimes, right? I couldn't help them with financial deficits. I couldn't help them pay their bills, right? I couldn't help them do some of the things that people would talk to me about often. And so when I was first introduced to network marketing years ago, it gave me a way to really not just have another, stream of income per se, but it also gave me truly something that I could take to another person and say, hey, if I can do this, you can do this, and help them with the financial portion. So, when I joined LifeVantage, I officially joined about a year ago, but I was not going to work the business. I truly was going to sit on the sidelines and, was signed up a whole bunch of customers because I believe so much in the product and, what the product does for people. And I, then kind of, when they launched collagen, I was like, okay, I'm going to test it on myself. I'm going to test it on some of my clients. And so, unanimously, when I was testing this collagen against some other collagens on the market, and I won't say what other collagens, but, you know, one or two in the network marketing arena, but also some clinical grade, you know, over the counter, but retail for med spa type collagens. And unanimously, the people that I had tested out the LifeVantage collagen, they were like, I can't be without this. And so I was like, that was really powerful for me. So, you know, happenstance, I went from saying I wasn't going to build a network marketing team and just a whole bunch of customers. I, you know, started building a team. And, you know, because I've been in other companies, know lots of people. And so, you know, Sonya, who you'll hear from tonight, reached out to me, and she might tell you that I first ignored her, but I really wasn't ignoring her. I was just super busy. And, I thought maybe she was a spy for another company trying to find out what I was doing. So that's kind of a little funny, you know, part of this story. But, you know, here we were, we became partners in crime and decided, you know, after a couple of trips to LifeVantage Corporate, you know, just to meet, you know, the leaders and, you know, the culture of who that leadership was and et cetera. If this was really going to be somewhere that was going to be our home and somewhere that we could really build, kind of put our flag down and tell everybody else that we knew that not only was the product amazing and not only were they going to see true benefits from scientifically backed products, but also if you come here, you're going to love the leadership. You're going to love basically the people that are a part of this company because the culture is true, genuine, authentic, and it's the real deal. And so, you know, I know we're on here to share, you know, about how we launch new businesses and things like that. But I wanted to share that little bit of information because I feel like the background is just a little bit important for people just to know like our hearts and who we are, you know, as leaders coming to this company, not just, you know, the leadership in the company. And so, you know, I think it's kind of like one of those things when you're building a business or anything, it doesn't, you know, nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care about them. And so that leads me into, you know, how I build a business and how I build a team, you know, or even customers. So I think it's really important to remember when you start in this business, you know, any list you have, whether it be your Facebook list, your phone contact list, you know, maybe you're a part of a church group or whatever contact list you have. I always teach people to divide every single person you know into two groups. And those two groups are potential customer and potential business builder. And you don't always know, obviously, who wants the business and who wants, you know, to be a customer. But if you start with dividing everybody you know into two groups and approaching it like that and dripping on people gently that you think would like to be a customer, maybe because you know they talk about having lots of pain or, you know, they're losing their hair or whatever. Those are just really quick, easy things that you could say, hey, I read a testimony that I think would really resonate with you because I know you talk about hair loss a lot, and get them in that testimonial group. Use that testimonial group for your third party validation. And then, you know, when you start to build a team of people and you know your leadership and your upline, then use those people in your leadership, you know, to really help validate the things that you further shared. You know, I like to say I'm a closer. Bring them to the table, bring them to me. I will tell them heart and soul how I feel about the company, you know, the science and what I know about the product. But I will also really genuinely care how I can take that person from being just someone I've been introduced to an actual customer and or a business partner. And so it's really important to remember that the power of that closer or that validator is really important. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my amazing business partner and friend, Sonya. You know, she can kind of share a little bit about, you know, how we, you know, came to build this business together and kind of really what we just did, opening a new market in Oklahoma this weekend. So Sonya's been an incredible leader, you know, at the top of the comp plan in other endeavors in relationship marketing. She's a powerhouse. You know, she will ask all the questions and then some. She will not leave any stone unturned. So she's going to share with you. So Sonya, take it away.
Wow, thank you, Laura. I am the mom. I'm married to my wonderful husband, Scott, the mom of 4 daughters, ages 20 to 25. But Secret Service spy is not on my hats that I wear. But Laura did think I was trying to probe her and ask questions. She made a curiosity post on Facebook. The power of social media is that she didn't say, I'm with LifeVantage. Do you want to try my collagen? She just made a very, very casual post to let me know that she was doing something outside of her med spa, and it piqued my curiosity to where I asked her, because I knew that 3 years prior she'd left another company making mega bucks, and I knew that she had sworn she was never going to do this again. And I thought, man, if she's back in the game, then I need to know what's going on. So I was already in another company, and I share that with you because many of you know other people that are successful in other companies. They're on Facebook, living the life, taking the trips, making the big checks. And guess what? I was one of those people. Nobody goes on Facebook and says, I hate my life. I'm not making any money. The products I'm promoting aren't working. Nobody does that. So don't prejudge. So what we did in Tulsa, Oklahoma this weekend was, well, let me back up 1 second. I started at the beginning of February, and I share that with you because I was trying to check off all the boxes for all the reasons why I wasn't going to promote this business. I was just going to, maybe keep a toe in the water, maybe see what was going to happen with the other company I was in. I kept hearing about this collagen, the wrinkles would fall off your face if you tried it, which I had been with another company for 2.5 years that had a liquid collagen. So I was a little skeptical, and I thought, I'm just going to try it, get my product package. I did sign with the Elite Pack because I saw the value in that. And I thought, well, at least I'm going to get some great products at a discount. But the way we got to Oklahoma was, I have a very dear friend from a previous business that we had met years ago. She is a professional recruiter by trade. Her husband's a medical neurologist. She's very connected in Oklahoma with her church, with nonprofits, just social groups, through business, the medical community. And I knew that if I could get in front of her and get her to wrap her head around this, that we could do some magical things. Because in the past, I had gone to Oklahoma every month, almost probably 10 times in a year, to really build that market. And we started with 1. And then the next time I'd go, we'd have 10. And then we'd have everybody bring a friend, we'd have 20. We just built. And before that company kind of imploded, we'd have 300 people in a hotel room on a Saturday for a training. So that was the power of that. But I have to tell you, I was a little scared because I don't know all the things. I don't have a medical background. I know business, but product details and science, that's just not my expertise. And so I thought, you know what, let's get Tulsa back on the map. I'm in Houston, Laura's in Missouri, my friend and consultant Gloria's in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we thought, you know what, we can come together and do the active invitation and help her get launched. We can build off the momentum and the energy. So the biggest takeaway I can give you tonight is, do it scared. Do it anyway. Just do it. Invite. And I would love to report back to you that we had 40 people in a room and everyone signed up, but that's not what happened. We were inviting, we were sharing, we were texting, calling, Facebook, hey, can you come over? And guess what? We had maybe 6 people the first night. Only 1 came the second day, but we ended up enrolling 3 consultants, 1 customer, and we planted seeds. People are now reaching back saying, hey, I want to place an order, or I've got a couple of friends that might want to know about this as well. And so it's planting those seeds. And I always tell people, I use this terminology and verbiage this morning. Don't prejudge your new consultants, because we have links and we have leaders. Everyone that comes in your business is not have the desire or skill set to earn a 6-figure income right out of the gate. We're looking for people that we can help catapult their business and get them launched, but we're trying to plug into their network. And the beauty of this relationship marketing is it's a win-win for everyone. They get some new consultants and new customers. They get commission. Our goal is to help people get their money back fast. I mean, everybody wants to make a little money, because guess what? Most people that come into your business are perfectly happy if they make enough money just to pay for their personal products. Everyone that comes in isn't trying to just, pay a mortgage or vacation fund. Everyone's got um, a different mindset. And, I tell people, meet people where they're at. If someone's just not ready to just blow it up on fire, but guess what? They know other people that do. The beauty of this is that we get paid to dig down deep in different levels, to go support your team. My guess is that Sean and Michelle, that the money, the most of the money that they make in this organization is not from the people they personally enrolled. It's from who they brought in, and they brought in several levels deep, down probably many, many levels since they've been around for so long. So I could tell you that we had fun, we bonded, we connected, but you don't have to do a party. I never had even been to a sip and glow. I'm calling Marisa going, what's a sip and glow? What do we do? So don't overthink it. Don't be hard on yourself. Have fun. Share some information. We focused on the healthy glow stack. We did not have every product in the catalog on display. We focused on the healthy glow. Laura was an amazing validator. She was there for moral support. Definitely we could have done this on Zoom. We could have done a third-party calls. We did not have to be in person, but it made it more fun. It gave us the energy that we need to really just get excited and want to go out and share. Because at the very beginning, I just was scared. I've been burnt. I've been, hurt. And many of you, what I'm finding is a lot of people in LifeVantage, haven't been in multiple companies, which what a blessing to find this amazing company right out of the gate and not have to go through the drama of other companies, of the way they operate. But that's why Laura and I were so cautious and guarded, was because integrity is key. The integrity from the leadership, a fair compensation plan, the manufacturing and distribution, the support from the corporate side to the team side, where we're going to have training and support. And I can tell you that hands down, no doubt in my mind, what we have our hands on is golden. And so, many of you that I've met knew that I had something else that I'd been working on for a couple of years. And as of Friday, I formally resigned, got everything finalized because I want to represent this company wholeheartedly. I get goosebumps because I'm so excited about the future, and I really want it. And there's nothing wrong with doing other multiple streams of income, so don't think I'm judging by any means. But for me personally, I don't believe you could chase two rabbits and catch one in this industry. Building two network marketing teams is a real challenge. For me, I wanted to be 100% committed to my team, to the company. And if the leadership was going to pour into me and my team, and the people that I brought in, I wanted that to be a lucrative, I wanted for them, and I wanted for them to see the commitment on my part. So I want to tell you that if you haven't had a launch in your home, the active invitation, even if they don't come, it's okay. It's really okay. If they don't show up, you call them the next day and say, hey, sorry we missed you last night. It may be like nobody came, you still missed them. Sorry we missed you last night. We had a really great time. I've got some information I want to share with you. Check your text messages. I'm going to send over a short video. I'd love to get on the phone with you after you watch it and answer some questions and see, how we might be able to get you on some amazing products. And one last thing before I'm sure my time's expired, but I lead with the business. Everybody has a different mindset with how they operate. I lead with the business, and here's why. If I go to you and say, hey, do you want to buy a new Mercedes Benz? And you're like, I don't need a car. I have a car. But thanks, but no thanks. Well, then what do I do now? Really I'm kind of at a dead end road. But if I go to you and say, hey, I've got an opportunity for you to share something and earn an income, would you be open to learning more? And they're like, oh man, I got millions in the bank. My husband just loaded up with money. I don't want to work. I don't need to do all that. I just won the lottery, whatever it is. Then you can fall back on the product. Like, hey, I totally respect that, but are you open to checking out a product that can literally change your health? And for the skin side of it, the ladies and men, even my husband, who could care less about a wrinkle, he's going, look, my little lines are going away. But the last thing I'll share with you is to get some tools, on your phone. Laura and I had some little booklets made that Marisa shared with us. We have some books we could pass around for people to look at the before and after pictures. And I had this grand plan of how this presentation was going to work on the laptop hooked up to the TV. And, I didn't ask all the right questions, but there wasn't even a TV in the area we were at. And so we just kind of just shared from our hearts and showed some things on our phone and really just got to know the heart of the people that were there. And I felt like that was so impactful. And that now we've got a foundation of a few people. We are going to go back, which is not necessary, but we had so much fun. We want to go back and really build on the momentum of the people that joined and help them launch their friends and family and their social networks as well. And so the goal would be in 90 days, we could pack a room in and then we'll be, more self-sufficient. But just get on the phone, text people, call people, share information, and don't prejudge, because I could tell you there's people that need what we have. There's people that want what we have. And, we're planting the seeds. And if they say no right now, sometimes they're watching. We're planting seeds and they're looking at you and they're looking at your health and you're watching your attitude and you're watching your smile on your face. And they're like, you know what? I think I want to be a part of that. So I hope I gave you some nuggets. The biggest takeaway is just do it. Do it scared, do it anyway. And don't think you have to know it all, because I'm telling you, I did not know it all. And if Laura hadn't have been there, I would have just picked up the phone and had a support team on standby for questions, because you don't need to be a scientist to help people feel better and look better.
So much there that you just unpacked. I absolutely love it. And I know that this is part of your plan, but what would you tell people, or what is your strategy for going back into the markets to have that consistency there while it develops?
Well, what I really recommend, and you have to meet people where they're at, Sean, but I think belly to belly, people are craving person to person interaction right now. You might talk to other people, say the party days are over. Well, maybe the formal presentation party, that's no fun, that's over. But, after a couple of years of stuck in a house, quarantine, we've all, had different circumstances, but people now are wanting to be around some friends. They're wanting to have a social. And we kept it so simple. Just, for this consultant, she just had a little wine and cheese and water and fruit. And, we didn't have a buffet, and you want to make it duplicatable. So what we're planning to do is go back next month. And this is because I know the power of this group. But I wouldn't do this for every new consultant that I sign up, but I know the power of what we've done before, and we're tapping into some of those people before. And it's been several years. Like, hey, we're back in Tulsa. We want to bring you with us. We don't want you to miss out. We want you to help us put Tulsa on the map. And so if we can plug in next month and make a plan to go back, within 90 days, they can start having little get-togethers, little fun socials, everybody, little potluck, just come on over, bring a friend, let's share some information. And I think the energy that we created was so powerful because we had fun. That was the big thing.
Yeah. No, and like you said, people are craving that more so than ever before right now. We're coming out of a period of time where we weren't allowed to do that. And people want interactions. Humans are intended to have interaction and to be together. And people want to have fun in a positive environment. And that's what they're yearning for, is that community. So just super, super proud of you guys. And like I was telling you before the call got started, I know what this takes, the commitment. It drains you. So you're probably on recovery mode of let's get that energy level back. And that consistency is key, you guys. Like going back into the market several times to find the people that will do what's necessary when you're not there is what launches it. And at the beginning, you talked about, it's not everybody that's going to go to the top. It's some people that are paying for products or that supplemental income, but it's somebody leading you to somebody that leads you to somebody that all of a sudden you have an organization in Oklahoma that leads you to an organization in Australia that leads you somewhere else. And that's what we never know, but that connection is so important and so huge. So super proud. You guys are so well spoken. Like I just sit back in awe.
Our phones are blowing up. They're like, oh my gosh, we need more. We need more from these two.
Well, I'll give you one more. And the one more important thing is that I'm not a big fan of sampling, because you're not going to get a wrinkle fall off your face with tasting our collagen. But I will tell you, if anyone's used another collagen, they might not have liked the taste. I had someone send me samples several months ago. I couldn't even choke it down. It was so bad. Ours is fresh and it's amazing, especially cold. But I will tell you that those bottles, to have an extra box on hand at a minimum, they're conversation starters. You know, we were literally at the cosmetic counter at the mall where one of the prospects, where she worked, we went back the next day because we really closed it the night out at midnight. We were so tired. And, you know, we talked to 2 or 3 other people, and just the conversation, when you pull that bottle out of your bag and it's like, has anybody ever showed you this? It just breaks the ice instead of walking up to a stranger and saying, hey, do you know about liquid collagen? So, you know, I don't think that you need to just start sending samples out to try this. And one of the questions that was asked earlier to me is, if someone says, well, I need to, you know, get my own experience before I build a business here. And, you know, one of my favorite things to say, especially with LifeVantage, if it's a brand new company, you can't say that, but we're so fortunate, is that we are not testing these products to see if they work. We have on this collagen a year's worth of testimonies. We've got white papers. We've got, you know, doctors and naturopaths, chiropractors, estheticians, you know, truck drivers. We got everybody from men, women, young and old using these products. Like, we have the validation, and we're just going to let you try it to see what results you get, because you may get amazing results in 2 weeks. I'm a little bit older, more weathered and wrinkled. It might take me a little bit longer. So, but if somebody says that, you just meet them where they're at. The end result is, ask for the sale. Ask people, is there any reason why you wouldn't want to get started with us? And, you know, don't assume that they don't. I assume they do until they tell me otherwise.
I love it.
So we're excited about going back. You know, Marisa has committed also to come back, only because we had so much fun, and we know that we can. And one last thing is, I told the new consultant, you know, you build, will come. We're not going to keep going back for the same 3 people with no guests to be there. You know, we have to have commitments and connect calls and people really plugged in for us to make the time and financial investment to go back. But, you know, pick and choose where you go. And definitely, I've built huge, massive organizations without traveling, but I really this is my dear friend and someone I'm excited about partnering with. So we're just ready to run.
I love it. Yep. Keep pouring gasoline on the fires that are lit. Their job is to get the butts and seats for you when you're there. And just like you said, it might be 4 people the first time, but you turn 4 into 8 into 20 into 40. And that's all of a sudden a market that's really, really going. So thank you, ladies, so much. We're going to transition to a little bit of homework that Michelle's going to leave each and every one of you with, if you haven't seen this yet. But I'll show you a little bit of a clip that came out from Jesse in marketing, and then Lisa Barnes are in our science area. So let me play this real quick, and then I'll turn it over to Michelle.
At quinoa, you see an increase of the COL1A gene that leads to collagen. So it helps to activate collagen by 42%. So when you activate that by 42%, you see an 100% increase in actual collagen protein generated by the fibroblast. So we're essentially.
All right, Michelle is texting me that I'm playing the wrong video, but that's the one that I had up. Sorry, I messed that up.
No, that's okay, because we did talk about doing that as well. I'm going to send it to you really quick in your email, and I think you'll just be able to click it and then share it. That was huge for me to make sure that you guys, I know through Telegram this weekend and through Facebook, I'm like, you've got to watch this. You got to watch this. And I had to watch that video with Lisa and Jesse in probably 4 different increments over the weekend. As you know, it was Dance Nationals, for those of you that know, for our daughter Elise. And so I couldn't listen to it all in one setting, but as we were driving and doing things, I just kept listening. I'm like, what new stuff regarding the study is going to be coming out. They talk about that 42% being activated, and then with Protandim, and how that increases the collagen proteins by 100%, you guys. This is new information from before with all the research and studies that they're doing. It is blowing our minds. And I was talking to Jesse over the weekend. I'm like, is your heart pitter-pattering? Because mine is freaking out. I said, do you know of anybody else that has that? And he said, as far as I know, nobody. And he's been looking. Regardless, we know how powerful it is. But if you haven't seen it, I'm going to post that video again. It was so good. If you want to kind of fast forward, in the very beginning, they talk a lot about Nerf 2, so you can kind of speed it up to get to the deep science on protanum and Nerf 2, like 12 minutes in, and then listen to the rest. But the beginning to the end is so good. So I'll send that again tonight. And just please commit to yourself that you're just going to watch it tonight. Somehow, even if you have to do it in 10 minutes here, keep where you're at and then go and finish it, because that will build your belief, and you can send snippets to your customers and your consultants and your prospects, your guests.
All right, I got the other video ready to go. So we'll end with this video. You guys have an amazing.
Yes, we'll end with this, and then I know you guys will have to get off, but I wanted to have this on there because I wanted to have you guys think of you and who you are and your purpose here in life. And then it goes into what Sonya and Laura were saying, the people in front of us and how important they are. And what do you see in them, and how can you make them feel and be seen to make a difference in their life? Okay.
My brother was asked to sing at his graduation last year, so I decided to one-up him and give a speech. He's actually graduating from his master's program next week, and both of us are continuing to grapple with the same question that everyone has been asking us: what are you going to do next? As I'm sure all of you have been asked the same exact question, what are you going to do? That's a very different question from who are you going to be? What I want us to consider is, what does it mean to be a human being, not a human doing? When I first came to NC State, I had a lot of labels that I was proud of. D1 athlete, softball player, researcher, social work student. If you were to ask me about my identity, I would have listed all of those tangible things. But during my junior year, I suffered a traumatic brain injury from softball. My career-ending concussion meant that softball was now forever over, and I was on the brink of even continuing as a student. I struggled to speak without frequent stuttering, pausing, confusion, and couldn't prove myself through performance of any kind. The external labels that I built my entire identity on were broken, crumbled to the core, and I was left with all of the pieces of who I used to be and unsure how to rebuild. So as I recovered for several months, I made a resolution to help rebuild my identity. I decided that in order to heal the way I saw myself, I had to start by the way that I saw and spoke about others. I would start describing people not by their labels, but by three things: their attitude, the way that they treat others, and what makes them uniquely beautiful. Instead of describing my roommate as an engineer, I would first tell you that she is a kind, intelligent, adventurous girl who loves her family deeply. The more I started equating other people's identities towards their internal characteristics, the more I began to build a healthier foundation for myself, seeing individuals and myself not for what they do, but who they really are. So, some of us have next steps planned out, and that's amazing, and some of us don't, and that's okay too. That just means that not all of us have an answer to the question of what are you going to do, yet we all have the opportunity to decide who we are going to be when we leave this place today. We can choose to be kind, ambitious, because who we are internally is the root of what we do and what we produce to the world. Your roles in life are going to change, whether it's a relationship role, a role in a job, but you are so much more than your role. So you might be going to do work in engineering, but that means you're going to be an intelligent problem solver. You might be going to do social work, but that means you're going to be a compassionate community member. Regardless of what you do, you always have the opportunity to be the person that you've dreamed when you choose a positive attitude, treat others with genuine kindness, and appreciate your own unique inner beauty. If you embrace those three things, your life will become more rich with seeing the world through a lens beyond the labels that confine us. I don't know everyone here, but there is one thing that I do know just from being here. We are resilient. Graduation isn't just a celebration of passing classes and balancing work. It's about doing all of those things despite the challenges in between. We have students here who are mothers raising children. We have students who are battling with illness, maybe working multiple jobs, maybe traveled across country or even across seas to be here. You are resilient, and the things that you do will go beyond your occupation because they start with an internal spark based on who you are. And that's not just the graduates either. It's our supportive community that helped us get here. You are resilient too, and we thank you for being here. All of you came in wearing several external labels: a graduate, a student, an almost alumni, maybe some alumni here. And I hope that you leave knowing that you will always be a member of the NC State Wolfpack. But we have to look beyond our labels to appreciate who we really are and appreciate others for who they really are. And because of that, I encourage all of us to think and do and become something uniquely amazing. Thank you.
There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's a lot, right? Human beings. Let's look at all the beautiful things within them and never forget to compliment them for, the things that you see in them. And sometimes you just forget. Oh, go ahead. Sean, you want to close it out, baby?
Sure. Have an amazing, amazing week. We love each and every one of you. We are almost halfway through the year, which is nuts, but that is where we're at. So you guys have an amazing month and let us know how we can help. We want to get all of you where you want to get those extra incentive points or that 3-in-1, whatever it is. Let us know how we can help. We are here for you. Have an amazing night.
Yes, we are. We love you all so much. Thank you, Laura and Sonya. So amazing. People are already saying they need to watch it back. You guys can go back into Facebook tonight and watch it, and then the replay will be out probably tomorrow morning. Okay? Love you
Fabulous call.
so much.
Happy birthday, Sveta.
Love you.